You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's JPA here. In today's video I'm going to be discussing Rangers' draw with Benfica last night. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I always welcome new subscribers. Hit the like button as well, and we'll just get straight into this video, guys. So the game finished Rangers 2, Benfica 2. Rangers unfortunately gave away a 2-goal advantage yet again against Benfica. That's 2 chances we've had to now beat them with a couple of goals lead, and we've no managed to hang on. It's not the end of the world. We're still top of the league, and I'll talk a wee bit about more of the positives that we can take for the game, but I'll just kind of normally I go through every single chance, or as many chances as I can remember for the game, and tell you kind of what happened. But I think I'll just kind of give a quick recap, and then I'll go on to how I feel about the game itself and all that kind of stuff. Just before that, I've got some announcement I'll maybe do it at the end of this video. We started really well in the game. It took 7 minutes for us to get our first goal, and the goal came, I think it actually took a cross from the right hand side and it went all the way over to Barisic, and Barisic at the second attempt managed to get a cross in. Kemar Roof managed to get his head on the ball. It was a really good cross, really good header, and the keeper's made a really good save, but unfortunately for Benfica, the ball went straight up in the air, came down, James Tavernier rattles it against the bar with the head, and as he's got his hands in his head, it drops to Scotty Arfield. Scotty Arfield takes a swipe at it with the volley, and it takes a wee cheeky nutmeg through Jardell's legs on the way in for 1-0. So I thought for the remainder of that first half we controlled it reasonably well. Obviously Benfica had chances as well. It was kind of like a basketball game, the way it just kind of went back and forth, maybe tennis, if you want a different analogy. But yeah, it was back and forth all the time, and they eventually got a really good chance where I can't remember who it was, but they slipped in Rafa Silva, who played really well in that first game, and got the beating of Balogun, and Balogun just made it back and got a really good, well-timed slide challenge in to put the ball behind for a corner, and that was pretty much their only real clean-cut chance of the first half, I would say. And we went into half-time leading 1-0. And in the second half, we were playing not too bad. Some really good football on show from Rangers, and I felt we were pretty much in control at that point. But you did feel that they were very, very attacking minded, and they were going to hit us on the break, and I think maybe a goal was coming, so you really need that second goal to feel that a little bit more comfortable. And there was a point where it was just after the hour mark, Kemar Roof wins the ball on the right hand side, drives forward and tries to put in a cross looking for Morelos, and it seems to hit off the hand of Vertonghen inside the box. Definite penalty in my eyes. The ref didn't give it. I don't know why he's not give it. The referee wasn't in the greatest position, but the linesman is 10-15 yards away from it, looking directly at it. I don't know how they've missed this. Disappointing not to get the penalty, but these kind of things happen. If we'd had VAR or something at this stage of the competition, we might have got that penalty. But we couldn't be too harsh on ourselves. We picked ourselves up and we managed to get a second goal. This was a really good goal. Barisic down the left plays it in, or down the line to Kamara. Kamara does a cheeky little back heel into the path of Barisic again. Barisic drives forward a little bit more, plays it in the Roof, and Roof just drives forward, sets it up onto his right foot and just blasts it for about 20 yards right in the top corner. Really, really classy finish. Obviously not as good as his other European goal against Stade Liège, but that'll do. That was a really, really good finish and worthy of winning any game. After that, Benfica really started to show just how good a team they are. You could tell a goal was coming. They were really pressing us high up the park, pushing us into making silly little mistakes. In the 78th minute, they managed to score, and it's such a lucky goal for their point of view, unlucky for us. It just seemed to kind of bobble about in the box. The cross came in, I think it got knocked down. I think it's Seberovic tries to take a hit and he kind of just swings and misses it, and that prompts another player on the blind side of Goldson. It was coming in, hits a shot which isn't even a good shot. That sounds like Jackie Markman, they're not even a good team. Anyway, he hits a good shot, a shot that isn't even that great, and McGregor comes out, makes the save. He's pretty big, but unfortunately it bounces off his shoulder and hits Tavernier and goes in. Really reminded me of that goal that Brazil scored against Scotland in the '98 World Cup, where Rivaldo going through, Leighton saves it, and unfortunately it just bounces off him and hits Tom Boyd and goes in. That's exactly how the goal went, and you really felt for Rangers. You felt for Tavernier. It wasn't his fault, and I didn't actually attach much blame to any of the Rangers players. They were under pressure and they conceded a sloppy goal, and you could tell another one was going to come. In saying that, you could sense a goal was coming from them. They were going to get an equaliser and possibly even a winner. 60 seconds later, we forced a really good save from their goalkeeper. Morelos on the right hand side cuts in onto his left side, not his favoured side, but he fires a shot straight down the throat of the keeper. Keeper's made a good save, palmed it up, and it's eventually bounced off the crossbar. And I think Roof's running in, and if Roof maybe times his run a little bit better, he can run onto that and smack it in, but he had run in too quickly and it bounced over his head and they managed to clear it. And not long after that, a couple of minutes later, they managed to get their second goal, the equaliser. As I said, they got their goal, and I think at this point we were just a little bit desperate in defending. Don't know quite how to describe that, but they played a 1-2 on the edge of the box, and I think our players kind of got suckered into the ball. They didn't really know where to go with the man or the ball. They kind of did neither, and eventually falls to Pete C in the box, who's kind of unmarked. Shifts his feet a little bit, and I think as that shift in his feet, Balogun goes to ground to try and block it, and he's got an easy effort on goal, and he just fires out of the top corner of the net. Pretty easy finish, really, considering the amount of bodies that were in the box, but it was just disappointing. 9 minutes to go on, we really had to dig in deep to save that as a draw, and it finished 2-2 unfortunately. A little bit deflated towards the end, but I felt a little bit relief when the final whistle went as well. I think maybe if they'd played another 10-15 minutes they would have scored another one and won the game, but obviously disappointed at the end. But having reflected on it the last 24 hours, I think it's a really good result. Obviously being 2 goals up and not winning is disappointing, but take from it a lot of the positives from that is the fact that they're a Champions League level team. They're pretty much as good as Leverkusen were, and Leverkusen I think are a great side, and they pretty much ripped us apart at times. We're still in our own destiny, it's still in our own hands. We're top of the league because of the head-to-head thing. The way it works in Europe is if we better their head-to-head, then we jump ahead of them. It's not a day with goal difference or something, but because we got 3 away goals and they only got 2 away goals against us, that means we are top of the league. Still in our own hands, obviously. A point from either of the 2 games probably takes us through into the next round, so you've got to be pleased with that. We're still unbeaten in Europe, we're still unbeaten in the season, and as I said, Benfica were an absolute fantastic team. I can't heap enough praise on how good they were. A lot was said before the match about how many players they had missing. That really didn't matter. They had top quality players in every single position, and they worked really hard, and I actually thought they deserved to draw in the end. Really pains me to say that because obviously I wanted Rangers to win, but I thought they were well worthy of it. And see, when you think of it, over the 2 games that we played, I don't think it's right that there should be a winner, because I think there were times where we were dominating the match and there were times where they were dominating the match, and I thought we kind of just cancelled each other out, and just that goes to show how far we've come. If you look at like say the Nedicon result a couple of years ago, and we're now disappointed at 2 draws against a Benfica side which are just miles above us in terms of quality, in terms of money invested into the squad really as well. So I'll quickly give you my man of the match and then I'll go on to my wee announcement that I'll tell you about earlier in the video. For me, I'm going to go for Morelos. I thought his work rate was absolutely superb. He almost got on the score sheet right at the end there, in between their 2 goals. I thought he worked really tirelessly throughout the game. He was tracking back, he wasn't getting involved in anything silly, he was just doing his job, and I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I could have picked maybe 3 or 4 different players. I thought Ken had a good game, Balogun had a really good game actually, Goldson, apart from the 1 or 2 mistakes that he made, I thought he played really well. Tavernier, didn't blame him for the goal, but Barisic played well. McGregor played well actually as well. Kamara, Davis, Arfield, every single player on that pitch. Roof had a really good game as well, and his work rate was almost on par with Morelos, I think. So yeah, Morelos, tell me what you guys think. From a wee announcement I was going to tell you about, it's more of an opportunity for myself really. There's a guy on YouTube, he's got a channel called Football Shedz, and he has very kindly asked me to go on and do a couple of small wee videos, for pretty much like this, but no as long. Obviously these are like 10-15 minute videos sometimes. His are just a couple of minutes each way, and sometimes he does like live videos and that as well. I've yet to do a live video, but I did do a prediction for this game. Obviously gave the same prediction as I gave on my channel, but it was a really good opportunity to hopefully I can work with him in the future. There's a couple of other guys on there, a guy called Vinny, can't remember the other guy's name to be honest. There's one or two, I think there's a guy called Leon actually. 1 or 2 different people who go on, and a lot of them talk about Rangers, some talk about Celtic and Arsenal and all that, but obviously I will only be involved in the Rangers part of the videos. But it's a really good opportunity for myself. I really hope that you guys check out his channel. It's called Football Sheds. I'll try and put a link in the description. I'm not very good at links and stuff like that. I'm not very tech savvy, but I will put his name up on the screen and all that, and I'll put it in the description as well, and hopefully you can check his channel as well. And the aim is to try and obviously grow this channel, grow his channel, and just get a little bit just talking about football. Really, that's all it is, talking about football, and hopefully you're getting a lot of exposure for both channels as well at the same time. So thanks very much. The guy's name's Jimbo who runs it, so thanks very much for getting me involved, and it's exciting to be a part of it, so thank you very much. And I hope you guys who are watching this video go and check out his videos as well. So I'm going to wrap the video up, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this isn't too long a video. There was a lot to talk about there. Very interesting game, and obviously, as I said, in our own hands. And I will see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow night actually, for the Falkirk game on Sunday. So see you.